we have every reason to believe that the Battle of Los Angeles is now over, and we have a lot of information to unpack when it comes to this battle. Remember, in the past week, the Warriors of the Night, the group that is looking to take down the Killer Clowns, did call out the Killer Clowns to a battle. The Killer Clowns earlier this week did accept that said battle, and it happened in Los Angeles, California. Now, we understand that there was some footage when it came to the fight, and we also understand that there was an article that was published just about maybe 15 minutes ago from a journalist who was there and was witnessing the entire event, wrote down the details that took place. We understand that a lot of people are on edge when it comes to this Killer Clown phenomenon. But nonetheless, though, the creatures of the night, aka the Killer Clowns, and the Warriors of the Night did clash. And we're going to go ahead and read the article and show you the footage of what happened. But again, folks, as always, please make sure to stay safe because the Killer Clowns are still out there and they're still hell-bent in making sure they deliver this very dangerous purge. And again, here's the article that I was alluding to here, folks. This is the article that states, quote, "Citizens frightened after Killer Clown battle takes place." It was published earlier today on September 22nd, 2023, and it says below, "Clowns have been spotted lurking in Los Angeles amidst fight." And we've been talking about this, how the Warriors of the Night assembled so they can take down the evil that is the Killer Clowns. Remember, the Warriors of the Night called the Killer Clowns, quote, "a stain to society," and I couldn't agree more. I mean, this entire phenomenon has been happening for quite some time, and finally we have a group that is looking to finally completely perish the Killer Clowns. But ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to this battle, we talked about how it's going to be taking place in Los Angeles, California. I do want to say that perhaps maybe the Killer Clowns finally understand that there is some competition, that there is some legitimate fight. As you can see here, this is what the article stated here. It says here, "Citizens were at a shock when Killer Clowns got into an altercation with individuals who taunted them. Many were shocked as people heard some sort of commotion in the city of Los Angeles. As the sun was beginning to set, citizens spotted Killer Clowns spreading through the streets. This seems to have a connection with the recent Killer Clown sightings that have been happening around the world since 2016. Moments after, groups of individuals taunted the Killer Clowns, which led into a brawl. Witnesses say there were bats and hammers used during the incident. Some gunshots were also reported. Police were called to get to the scene to rectify the situation. Once the police arrived, all the Killer Clowns in question retreated to a nearby forest where they weren't seen again. Witnesses say this fight did not happen right out of the blue. There have been reports of this fight being planned in the last week. Killer Clowns have made threats about committing a dangerous movement known as the Purge, where Killer Clowns are apparently attacking the world on October 31st, 2023. There have been reports of members of the communities wanting to eliminate the Killer Clowns once and for all. Police have advised everyone to leave it to the local authorities to amend the running problems dealing with the Killer Clown phenomenon. Police also advise everyone to report any incidents that they may see dealing with Killer Clowns. So that was the article talking about the Battle of Los Angeles. It was the Warrior of the Nights versus the Killer Clowns, aka the Creatures of the Night. And from what we understand, so we're going to go ahead and break down this article. So we understand this, that the Killer Clowns did retreat, but they didn't retreat because of the Warriors of the Night. From what I understand, they retreated because the police were called. But at the very least, though, the Killer Clowns did retreat. I mean, if they were powerful, if they truly were this strong group that they were saying that they had been alluding to for quite some time, they would have taken down the police as well. But it looks like them retreating shows that there's some form of weakness that the Killer Clowns have, and I can guarantee you the Killer Clowns may very well be shocked deep down inside that the fight was brought into them. The fight was brought to them, and finally they met their match perhaps, but it's still worrying because it's the 22nd of September, 2023, and we still have over a month left until October 31st, so who's to say if the Killer Clowns are going to be recruiting more people? Who's to say if the Killer Clowns are going to be planning and plotting out more devastating attacks and scares and threats? We understand TGW is going to continue to monitor the situation because we know this will not be the last of the Killer Clowns. We understand highly that the Killer Clowns are going to continue with their shenanigans. The Killer Clowns are going to continue with their psychological warfare, and they're going to try to continue to influence people to join their side, and they're going to make sure they spread the message that they're going to take down the world on the 31st of October. So the Killer Clowns, This is not the end, I can assure you, but at the very least, though, this was a turning point of this entire thing, with the people, the warriors of the night, bravely fighting against the killer clowns. What I did like, though, is that the police were called, and they were immediately there on scene, so it goes to show that the police are also ready for this. It goes to show that the police, and every other person for that matter, that are against the killer clowns are absolutely prepared 100% against these creatures. And remember, the killer clowns are just bloodthirsty. They have no remorse whatsoever, and there's going to be, no absence of malice when it comes to these guys. And one thing about the killer clowns is this. These guys have been doing it since 2016. It is 2023. And I understand that these guys are going to continue to do everything in their own plot to make sure they're successful this coming year, to do everything in their own power to make sure that they're going to continue this movement, this very, very disturbing and bizarre movement. It's almost as if they are wanting this to really take over the globe. It's almost as if they are really wanting to make sure that everyone understands their message, and that they understand that this truly is going to be happening no matter what, and that they understand that people are going to make sure that they indeed are going to lose against the killer clowns. And again, folks, we have no idea what's going to be happening next. I have no idea. I really don't. But I do want to preface this by saying that it seems that we may very well be protected more than ever before. But this is just going to be an absolutely horrendous time. And again, folks, we can only imagine what's going to be taking place when it comes to the killer clowns. But folks, I still advise everyone, just like the police. The police said it in this article. I still advise everyone to make sure that they report anything that they see. If they, of course, see something strange or out of the ordinary, dealing with killer clowns outside of their neighborhoods or something like that along the lines, to report it to the police immediately and to make sure that you stay together as groups, because who's to say these killer clowns are going to be sick enough to surround people and to abduct them and so on. So we're going to find out exactly what's going to be taking place when it comes to the killer clown phenomenon, and what Trinkles the Clown, what Booba the Clown thinks of this, and perhaps maybe, are they going to finally back down? Maybe so, maybe not. We'll find out. We're going to continue monitoring the situation. But I do want to let everyone know to make sure that this is going to be very critical for you to make sure you share this entire video, because the more people are aware of this, the better it is, the better chances we have when it comes to finally defeating and ending the killer clowns. Thanks for joining us. We'll continue this, and we'll catch you next time.